Hi everyone! Thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. This is my fourth YouTube video and I'm so happy that I already have 30 subscribers. Thank you so much. And there were 616 views and wow, I didn't expect that so many people is gonna watch my video. So I'm really thankful and thank you for coming again. And what I really appreciate is people give me feedback. You know, people messages me or email me and contact me and say, hey, I like your video, especially this part, or I got inspired, or I forwarded to my friends. So that's something that I really feel the impact on. So I want to definitely continue this. And one of the comments, or a few people actually told me that they enjoy learning about this concept, Unfuckwithable. And they told me they want to hear more about it. So I am going to talk about what it means to be unfuckwithable and what I've been doing today. So like I told you in my first video, the word was introduced in this book, The Code of Extraordinary Mind. And the author is Vishen Lakhiani. And in his book, I think it was chapter 9, when he was talking about creating change in the world or something, I don't really remember precisely, but he said the important quality is being unfuckwithable. And he said it's not his original word, that's something he found on the internet, and as a definition he wrote that when you are truly in peace and in touch with yourself, nothing anyone says or does bothers you, and no negativity can touch you. And in order to be unfuckwithable, he says two things are important. One is what he calls as his original word, self-fueled goals. So you make goals based on your own standard. You don't compare with people, or you don't do things for people, but your goal is truly yours and something that you do. And another aspect is telling yourself that you're enough. So after listening to what he explained as being unfuckwithable, I thought about myself. Yes, a lot of times I get triggered by what other people say or not say or do or not do to me. And I get sad, I get mad, upset, disappointed, frustrated, and sometimes I react instead of responding, react very emotionally. And when I react emotionally, what happens is afterwards I feel very bad about myself. So I thought myself, yeah, I don't want to feel miserable, and what can I do? And I was thinking, there is pattern for me to get emotionally bothered or affected or stimulated. And I looked into myself and I was thinking, what is it? And I found out that the trigger is usually when I feel like I'm not acknowledged, or what I said was heard, or my emotions weren't validated. And then I feel like I myself wasn't validated or valued or accepted. So I said, yeah, that's the trigger. And where does that come from? I went deeper in me and I had self-talk, and yeah, it comes from myself not validating me, or not accepting myself, or not appreciating. So I realized, yeah, it's not other people who validate you or accept you, but you yourself need to accept yourself and validate yourself normally. And what I need to do is to tell, yeah, you're enough. You're doing great. You're doing enough. You are enough. So every time I get emotionally stimulated, I try to breathe, stop, and see, okay, what's triggering me and which part is telling me that I'm not validated or I'm not heard. Then Tomomi, it's not other people, but you yourself have to tell yourself that you're enough and you have to validate yourself. Then that reminded me of another concept that usually helps me, or I usually try to remember, is serenity prayer. That's something that I encountered when I was in graduate school in University of Illinois, and at that time too I was doing meditation. I was trying to look into myself, and I think I encountered somewhere, I don't remember, but serenity prayer goes, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So yes, it's really important that if you can change, go ahead and change it. And if you cannot change it, then the only way to do it is not to complain or not to hope somebody's gonna change, but to accept it. And what's the wisdom? How do we know what can be changed and what cannot be changed? And that's connected, that can be connected with being unfuckwithable, right? What can be changed is just you. You can change about yourself. You can change your belief. You can change your perspective. You can change your reaction or response. You can change your choice. So the wisdom, now I got it. The difference is you can change yourself. But outside of that, the environment or people, you cannot change. So now what you need to know is, okay, the environment or other people are something I cannot change. So I need to learn to accept the way it is or accept the way they are. And the only thing I can change is me. So I have to first accept who I am. But if I want to improve, I can make decision. I can choose to change. And here the courage is, I think, courage to accept you as who you are right now. Because if you are just hoping that you are somebody else and you are not who you are, then you are not really accepting the current position or current location. So you cannot really make a goal where you want to be. If you're denying where you are or who you are, then it's really difficult to see where you want to be or where you want to go. So how you want to improve. So this courage is just saying, yes, I am here. And maybe this is not where other people want me to be, but I'm enough. I'm good. This is where I am right now. I accept it. And after you have the courage to accept yourself, then if you want to, you can choose to act on it. You can choose to change. And if you want to improve, you have the power to make the choice to improve. So that's what I've been doing. And of course, I'm not successful every day. It's my process. It's my journey. So every time I get negative feeling, I try. A lot of times successful, sometimes not successful. Sometimes I cry, sometimes I get disappointed, sometimes I hate myself, I feel miserable. It happens. But definitely I am doing better than before. So my learning is not like, okay, I got it and I'm always good. Nothing like that. But yeah, I am working on it. But okay, I made a mistake. Okay, let's do it one more time. I got better, but not this time. So I have ups and downs. But the fact that I know that I can work on myself and I am good enough right now, and I can choose what I want to do, is giving me so much fun. So that's what I mean by being unfuckwithable. I try not to get stimulated by what other people say or not say, or do or not do, or the situation itself. So I want to ask you, what are the triggers for you? And what are the fears for you? And what is the pattern for you to react in a certain way? And after you face these fears or triggers, then how can you be unfuckwithable? And what kind of choices do you want to make to be unfuckwithable? So I would like to hear what you thought, or what your journey is, what your challenges is, or what your triggers are. So please let me know by leaving comments or contacting me, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for watching. Bye.